Hey traders, happy Monday to everyone moving forward. What I want to do in today's video, I actually got a few different things I want to cover with you today. But obviously I want to give you guys a quick an update on the short-term analysis on the actual stock market. So I'll be doing that. Plus also I'm going to be walking you through the different programs that I use, and also how I actually got to where I am today when it comes to my 19 years of trading, and why I trade the way that I trade and why it's so successful, and how you can start to implement some of the things I'm going to talk about to impact and help you have an amazing year moving forward. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, the trading course you're seeing on the screen right now, I used to charge for it, but I actually was giving it away last year for free, but I thought I'm just going to continue giving it away for free for another few more days. So that whole trading course, that's a whole trading course that I used to charge for, guys. You can see you're literally going to get everything. I literally teach you everything I know for free when it comes to how I read the charts, the trading techniques, my actual #1 trading strategy, everything, the biggest mistakes you're making right now, and so much more when it comes to reading the markets and so much, like all that sort of stuff. I teach you everything I know for free from there. And the reason why I do that is because I know my shit is the best, and that's the reason why I know I can do it. One, I do really well as a trader myself, and secondly, when you see how good this stuff is, you want to hire me as your coach, and that's exactly how it all works here. So, even if you think I'm full of shit, go get free access to that trading course. Link it below. So let's have a quick little update across the actual stock market itself. And then I want to walk you through a few other things as well too. So let's actually start off with the good old stock market. So the S&P 500. Let's go from that there, right? And then I'm going to get into some other things that I want to share with you. So let's actually look at the short-term analysis here. I did a video yesterday on the big picture analysis, and you'll be able to see. If you didn't see yesterday's video, guys, go check that out, where I talked about this big bull flag here on this weekly charts. This big bull flag could be turning into something new. So we really need to be present with the markets and throw our thoughts and opinions out of the markets, okay? So many people are saying the market's going to crash. It may or may not happen, right? And so therefore we just need to keep an eye out for it. If you have a real, the biggest thing, one of the biggest things I've learned as a trader is be completely open-minded to what the market is telling, and we need to adjust to what the market is telling us, okay? I'll give you a quick, actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll do this. I'll give you a quick story about why I am the way I am when it comes to that, because it doesn't matter what you think, and it doesn't matter what the herd is saying. In fact, if you're thinking and your thoughts along with what the noise is saying in the marketplace, the market is probably going to do something different. I'll give you a true story here of what actually happened to me. All right, this is how I know. And so I'm coming to you from the experience of obviously what goes on. So I was looking at the Dow Jones, right? And this is the big thing here. Okay, let's actually just keep this really simple. This is where, like, if you're using just purely fundamental analysis, you're getting absolutely destroyed, right? Like Tesla. And this is why, guys, we shouldn't be using fundamental analysis just to use that to trade with. Right? So many people like me, Kevin, have been so big on why Tesla is going to keep going up and blah, 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 right? We've seen all of that. But what's been happening to Tesla? Been absolutely destroyed. So guys, do not trade on fundamentals. Oh my goodness, John, fundamentally, everything is so bad, so therefore the stock market's going to crash. Wrong, right? It may, but we need to keep an eye on the simple analysis, because the charts are talking to us. The charts are always giving us clues. Okay, now let's just keep this really simple. What is an upward trend? An upward trend is when we come up, we come down, we make a higher low, and we go up. We are in an upward trend. At this point right here, we are in an upward trend. And I'm using this on the back of the story I'm going to tell you here of basically what's actually happening right now in the stock market, okay? Because it's really important for you as well too to understand this and learn from my complete screw up. I was going to swear just then, but maybe the YouTube algorithm says, "Oh, you're naughty boy, you cannot swear." Shut up. I guarantee you the CEO of YouTube right now. Actually, I won't go there. They'll probably ban me from YouTube. All right, so we are an upward trend, right? The market is saying we're an upward trend. It doesn't matter what you think. Doesn't matter what you hope for. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if Jesus himself came down. By the way, I am a Jesus lover. I love the Lord, right? and I'm always speaking to him. He's my best friend, okay? So I'm not using his name in vain. I'm just saying that, okay? But looking at the stock market here, when this happens, the market is saying the buyers are in control this time. And until the market changes, until we start to get something different, we cannot be thinking any different, because the only thing that matters is the market, right? Now, on the back of what I just said, this dumbass, myself, in 2015, 2016, we're going through this crazy period through here, right? You know, when the whole Trump election was happening, and blah, 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 right? And everyone came out. That's it. The top 10, the market's going to crash. And what did this dumbass do, right? Prior to the 2015-16, by the way, this was actually a blessing here, but I'll tell you why in a minute. My complete screw up. But prior to 2015-16, I was purely just a technical analysis. I had no idea I had no idea about anything about fundamentals. Guess what? I absolutely just crushed it. Really, 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 really successful. And I just use it purely technical analysis. By the way, guys, you cannot trade the market based off of fundamentals. What is fundamentals is like the big picture, right? Like what's going to happen over the next 6 months, 12 months, things unfold. That takes time. You cannot trade based off that. Trading is, I'm getting in now, I'm going to have a stop loss, I'm going to take a profit target, etc., right? You can invest on that where you buy it and you're going to hold it for many, many years. Make sense? So don't mix them up there. Otherwise, you're going to get destroyed this year. So if the market is saying we're in an upward trend, doesn't matter what you think, doesn't matter what you hope for, it doesn't matter what the herd mentality is saying. It's simply saying, hey, guess what? You are about to get completely run over, okay? So here's the thing. At this time when the good old, everything was happening and there was so much fear, and remember this time here, right? The whole Trump was going to get elected, and oh, if he gets elected, it's going to crash the market. Oh my goodness, right? And boom, right? Again, my dumb ass, I'm speaking to you from my dumb ass. And what was also happening through here as well too, right? What was happening? Not only was there the election happening and Trump was going there, but we also had Brexit, didn't we? Right? We also had Brexit, and I'm pretty sure it was one of these days through here. We're looking at the weekly chart now, but it's one of these days through, this is again weekly chart, but one of these days when Brexit happened, I remember watching the futures market when that whole Brexit thing happened, and the stock market was down about 7% or more on the futures. As soon as it was alerted, boom, the futures market actually just completely went down like 7%. I thought, oh my goodness, this could be start of something big. And then by the time the actual cash market, because that was the futures at night, by the time the actual cash market, right, the indices actually, the stock market actually opened up, the whole thing recovered and then took off and made a positive day. So traders, when you actually learn from me, trust me, I've been doing this for almost 19 years. I've gone through, all right, the grey hair show it. So, so right here, Trump was being elected, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, okay, I'm subscribing to all these subscriptions. I'm listening to Peter Schiff and Harry Denton, right, and I was listening to all these people, and I thought, oh my goodness, well, surely they can't be wrong, right? Right. So what ended up happening? What did I do? I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to make so much money out of this. Oh my goodness, I'm going to make so much money. So much money. So what did I do? I went on and put on a $500,000 short position. A $500,000 short position around about this point through here. It was just after 2016. It was getting towards the middle of 2016. I went and put on a $500,000 short position that was US. So for me, because I live in Australia, that was roughly around a $700,000, roughly, give or take, maybe 50 grand or so, but roughly around a $700,000 position here. Now, I was so confident that I put on, I can laugh about it now, but because I've just made so much of my money back. But at that time, I'm like, oh my goodness, the market's going to crash and it's going to go down really fast. Oh my goodness, right? Because what was I thinking? I was thinking the market's going to crash. And what do we think about a crash? We think that one day the market's going to open and then boom, it's going to go down like that. That's it. 20% game over. That's what we think is a crash, right? I know what you're thinking as well too. Where's the crash, John? Look at the actual 2008 stock market crash, right? Yes, we have periods of strong movement on the downside, but it doesn't just go down 50%, right? It steps down. So I was thinking in the back of my mind, oh my goodness, here we go. This is going to be, one of these days I'm going to wake up, this thing's going to be down 20%. I'm going to make so much money. Oh my goodness. You know, doing the moonwalk out of the back door. even before the market opens up, all that sort of stuff. So what ended up happening, as you can see, remember I said before, like go all this here, and everyone else, like today, is so on the downside, and so have I been, right? And my short-term analysis says, and I'll get to my short-term analysis in a minute, right? Still a bit of a detail. The short-term analysis says that we probably we could have some more downside to come, but I went here, all right? I went short here. Now, as the market started to do this, right? As the market started to crawl up higher low, then the market came down, and then boom. Now, if I'm looking at the stock market right here, as this point right here in the markets, who is clearly in control? I don't know, but John, it doesn't make sense. That's it. We just had Brexit. It's so bad. Trump's going to be elected. It's so bad. And everyone else is saying it's so bad, the market's going to crash. Remember, I had a $700,000, almost a $700,000 Australian position, right? $500,000 US position now. What is the market telling us right now? We just came out of doing nothing, right? And traders, and that's why I'm saying, like, whenever you learn stuff from me, again, from that free trading course, you understand the reason why I'm doing well now and I'm so successful at my trading now, but after a lot of screw ups like this, right? What is the market telling us? Who's in control? Not your thoughts, not your hopes, not your opinions. I don't give a shit about that, right? The market doesn't give a shit about that. Low, higher low, and now breaking past previous highs. Who's clearly in control here, right? Now, again, my dumb ass was short right now. And I was like, nah, it's going to be a false breakout. I know best, blah, 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 right? Now, this is a weekly chart, remember? This is a weekly chart. I'm sweating bullets because I just bought I'm short. And this whole thing's happening. I'm like, oh my goodness. All right. Lucky I bought enough time. And so anyway, so as that happened, what ended up happening here, right? Now, again, we can Brexit, all that sort of stuff. What ended up happening? The market started to go like that. And then as the market started to go like that, I knew I had something really wrong. And so I got out of it around $200,000 loss here when it came to my options trade, because it was an options trade. Not only was I short all that money, but it was an options trade as well, right? Which, if the market really goes against you, it can, depending on the type of option you. Now, luckily, I bought a much more safer option, because you can, if you're trading options, guys, always try to go in the money options, 1 or 2 in the money options, maybe even 3 if you want to. And I'm very, very grateful that I didn't go out of the money, because if I did go out of the money, I would have lost a lot more than 200 grand. Anyway, so, and then look what ended up happening. What ended up happening to the stock market? It just did what? It just absolutely just took off, didn't it? Why? Nothing going on, the calm, and then the market started to step up, and then we took off like a rocket there. See that there? And then that's what ended up happening from there. So the purpose of me telling you this story here, guys, is if you were there right now, fundamentalist and right, I didn't give a shit about I give a shit about what the market's saying. So the purpose of me bringing this up right now is I'm saying, what is the market telling us right now when it comes to the Dow Jones, when it comes to the S&P 500, when it comes to this. Now, the market is actually starting to talk to us, right? And this has been something that I've been watching for quite some time. We're starting to get a potential change in the markets here. And this is the reason why I'm starting to do videos saying, hang on a minute, I've been bearish all this time and the market crashed and it's going to be so bad, blah, 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 blah. Recession. Everyone's saying that, right? But then I've learned from my past, but hang on a minute, maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe I'm not looking at this. Is there anything in the market right now that's suggesting that we could be seeing a possible positive shift coming into 2023? I know it makes no sense, but who gives a shit about sense, right? Nothing makes sense there, right? Now, just remember, guys, just because we go into recession and so forth doesn't mean we're going to see a big stock market crash, right? It doesn't mean that. Remember, when did the stock market bottom in COVID? It was February, March 2020. When did the lockdowns and all that sort of stuff happen in COVID and the recession? February, March 2020, right? The end of February towards the March period, as the stock market crashed, that's when they announced lockdowns and all this sort of stuff and shut down business, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff, right? That's when they announced all that. That's when oh my goodness, the market's going to keep going down. You know, they've just did the lockdowns. That's it. Everyone stay home. It's so bad, so bad. Guess what ended up happening to the stock market? Stock market went for an extraordinary run. So that's why I'm saying, like, try not to put in your, well, it doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't make sense. And the only thing that does make sense is looking to the market. And so I'm seeing high, lower high, lower high. Now I'm seeing this higher high through here. So this is telling me on the Dow Jones that this could be now starting to see a complete change of trend. Because if we do start to see something like this, just like we did back with the whole 2016 and my complete schmozzle of that 12-month period through there when Trump was being elected. And if we start to get something like this, guess what? It's changing tune. The market's starting to tune. We're going down. Now we're starting to go back up. And if I go back to the S&P 500, right, we are going through this as well too. So again, traders, this is a big thing to watch out for, because if we do start to make this high low, just like we did back when Trump was being elected, and we started this and we started to go, I don't give a shit what you're saying. The markets, if you want to actually trade the market, trade the market. Trade with what the market is telling you, right? We need to go with the market. We don't want to be fighting the market. We don't want to be going against it. We want to be going with the market, right? You know, leave a comment below, guys. Let me know what your #1 trading movie is. One of the movies that I actually liked, I watched a while ago, was called Rogue Trader, right? Nick Leeson. You know, the whole Nick Leeson. And there was a story there where they were actually at lunch, right? And Nick Leeson's are doing all this, you know, figure eight or triple eights trading accounts and all that sort of stuff, and using writing options and all that sort of stuff. And his mate at lunchtime said, don't fight the market. Don't fight the market, man. Don't fight it. And the market was completely crashing at the time, and he was writing options to try to get some money back into the account. Anyway, you know what ended up happening, right? So anyway, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about that let me know what you think about the or what your #1 trading movie is, and what movies you actually like to watch there when it comes to the stock market and finances and so on and so forth. Any good documentaries you like to watch, guys, let me know, because I'm always interested in seeing what you guys say about that. But this is the big picture here, guys, so we need to keep an eye on that, okay? But right now, when we're looking at the actual stock market, or when we're looking at the short-term analysis, we are getting a slowing period. So we could be right now, we could be starting to see something like this, and then we get something like this, right? We could be getting that. So the big thing here, okay, the big thing here when it comes to this overall market analysis through here is the big thing here is that we need to be open-minded. If we do get this, then we're probably going to start to see a bit of a free fall, okay? And then we need to see that there. But if indeed we start to actually, we hold here, and for some reason we start to break up and we start to do this, guess what? It's game over. And that could be that big high low, and we can't fight it, right? We need to go with what that big, remember the big weekly charts I was sharing with you just a minute ago. So anyway, this is the stuff I was going to talk about at the end of the video, but then I decided to talk this at the start of the video. So that's what I use there, guys, for when it comes to some really important things when it comes to your trading this year and what's actually going on right now. We need to keep our opinions and our thoughts, and I still see it in the comment section below. No matter how many times I say this, and there's people that actually watch my videos all the time, and you comment all the time, and you're saying, well, this is not going to happen because of fundamental, blah, 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 blah. Who gives a shit about fundamental? Right? Remember I said before, just because the picture looks bad doesn't mean the stock market's going to do something, right? Lockdowns, all that sort of stuff happened in February, March, right? This is when I was at the bottom of the stock market, when everything looked its worst, right? Lockdowns, all that sort of stuff. Just remember that, okay? So we could be seeing a trend change here, and you need to be alerted, because the reason I'm saying that is because, one, everyone else is actually saying that right now. So, you know, when everyone else is saying something, you know what my story about 2016, right? But also, secondly, we could be getting ready for a bit of a mock charge for one of the biggest bull runs we've ever seen, right? We could be on there. We could be getting ready for that. Because there is so much liquidity on the sidelines, and especially when velocity of money starts to pick back up and confidence also, we could be on the precipice of seeing a massive, incredible bull run. And you don't want to be on the wrong side of that. You want to be smart, be present, right? And go with the market. Don't fight the market. Remember Nick Leeson's mate at lunch. Don't fight the market, man. If the market starts to go up, doesn't matter what you think, throw your bullshit opinions out there, okay? Now, the trade, I want to quickly walk you through the trading programs that I use myself, so you know what I do. So I use two things, okay? Firstly, you're looking at this thing here called TradingView. I use this to keep an eye on the crypto markets, you know, commodity prices, futures markets, all that sort of stuff as well too, right? Interest rates, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? I use this for that, for this. So that's my charting, it's my charting platform. It's not my trading platform, okay? And then also I have another charting platform that I use, which is my TC2000. The reason why I use TC2000 for the stock market is because it has an amazing scanning function in there that help me scan. So I can literally scan all the stocks on the stock exchange. And then that's how, when it comes to my stock market trading, I can have all my trading done in half an hour a day. In fact, I do. Again, if you in that free trading course link in the description, guys, I teach you my trading system, right? And you'll see how I scan the markets as well too when it comes to that. But that's the reason why I use that software, because it allows me to scan like thousands of stocks and bring back potentials for me to actually see, okay, is there a potential setup today for my system? So therefore, I don't have to spend hours in front of the screen. I have a really massively high win-loss ratio, really powerful trading system, and then I have a scanning function to help me find that. That's the reason why I use that TC2000 platform. Now, I have two, so they're the two different charting softwares I use, but I have two different trading accounts that I use as well, okay? So for the stock market, a lot of the times I'm using options to trade that. So I use interactive brokers to do that type of trading. Makes sense? So I use the TC2000 to do the scanning for the stock market. Because I like to trade options a lot, I will go and use interactive brokers because they're the best when it comes to using options, right? I honestly believe that. And so I'll go use their platform and my trading account with them, and then I'll trade options through them from that. Makes sense? Now, I also do other type of trading, right? So such as futures market trading. So I trade the futures markets like the S&P 500, the E-mini futures. I trade foreign exchange. I also look at crypto markets, commodity prices, stuff like that as well too. Now, I use a company called IG.com, and IG it allows me to do all of that from one platform, right? So most of just my option trading is done from interactive brokers, okay? But then the IG allows me to do that. Plus also it has a CFD platform, which is like using a leveraged instrument, which I do a lot of the times. If I can't find good options on a stock, I'll go use my IG platform to short that or buy that using a CFD instead. And so therefore I can get a similar leverage than I do with my options trading, right? So with my options trading, from that, if I use a CFD, I'm getting roughly the same sort of return on the leverage that I'm using from that shorting it or buying. So there was many stocks in December last year there was a couple there that options were horrible, so I couldn't trade them, but I could go over to my IG platform and short those stocks, which were some really good trades, and also go long those stocks using the CFD platform. So make sense, guys? So they're the actual trading platforms that I use from there. But the most important thing here is this. All I'm looking at in the markets when it comes to my trading is, doesn't matter what market I'm looking at, I use the same system across all markets, okay? The biggest myth out there is like, this is a foreign exchange trading system. What a load of bullshit. All the markets operate the same way. Right? It's the same humans, it's the same machines trading and getting in and getting out of every single market. They all operate the same way. And that's why my trading is so successful, is because the trading system that I'm going to teach you for free, which is my #1 trading system in that trading course below, I use that because it's how the markets work. It's not a gimmick. It's not like, well, this trading system stopped working. What a load of bullshit. No, it didn't stop working. It was just a lot of, you were just trading a system that worked good in a bull market, and now we're in a bear market, or we're in a slight sideways period in the stock market. Now you're saying the market's volatile and the market's changed, so I have to change my trading system. No, what a load of shit. Right, what a lot of shit. I've been trading the same system for a long, many years, right? Well, over 10 years, I've been trading the same system. And it doesn't matter, bull markets, bear markets, sideways markets, because I trade a trading system of following the market, going with the market, and also how the markets work. The market may change its tune from bull markets to bear markets to sideways markets, But my system is never not going to not work, because it's fundamental of how the markets work and has worked ever since day one.